Welcome back to another episode of the Canon on the Boomer Bust channel. I'm your host Terry, and today I'm counting down the top 5 slaps to Rian Johnson's face in episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. So if you haven't heard, I coined this. Some people say some movies like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood are love letters to Hollywood. I said The Rise of Skywalker is a FU letter to Rian Johnson. If you've been following the trilogy, you know the backlash Last Jedi got, and director Rian Johnson got a lot of that. And it seemed that he undid a lot of things that J.J. Abrams set up. And so people were wondering if J.J. Abrams would course correct, and he most definitely did. And so not even subtly, I think he was very obviously undoing what was done in episode 8. So there's a number of those, but let's take a look at the top 5 for me. Number 5, you got to start with Hux. I forgot it was General Hux, Captain Hux, whatever. So Hux started out in The Force Awakens as a rival to Kylo Ren, sorta, in this power struggle, but also just a ruthless person and someone that was pretty much what you would think of as a bad guy. And then in The Last Jedi, he just had a 180 as far as the character arc and was just completely just comedic relief. Like they was like Poe was making fun of his mom, Snoke was throwing him against the ground, like all this stuff. And then so they just kind of really belittled his character. And so the payoff for him, he gets killed. And one of the things that I didn't like in the movie was the way they handled the Hux thing. Because I was fine with him being the spy. Okay, it was like, okay, because we know Hux. And we're like, interesting. It's more interesting than some random person that we never heard of. But, it was like, okay, I was fine with it. He said he want Kylo to lose. I was fine with all that. But then it was like that went nowhere. Literally the next second, the general was just like, with no proof, he was like, okay, boom, shoots Hux. I found our spy. And it was like, okay, they brought in a more menacing general to rival Hux. And then that guy kills off Hux. And to me, that was just like J.J. Abrams saying, okay, yeah, that Hux you created, kill him. I got something better than that. This is the type of general I wanted. And so that's, to me, was one of the slaps in the face. Number 4, Rose. Oh my God. Rose was terrible in The Last Jedi. The kiss with Finn, terrible. All of it bad. So not only did she not go out on a mission, like a lot of people were making a thing about that. I didn't notice it the first time because I'm like, she's not part of the crew. Why would she go on a mission? But it was like a really half explained reason. It's like, hey, come with us. Oh, I got to study some ships. What? And so she didn't even go. But the best part is that Finn, so they set up this whole little journey with Rose and Finn in Last Jedi. They set up this awkward kiss and all this. So people are like, where is this going to go? It went straight to the friend zone. Like you saw Finn just slap her on the shoulder as he's leaving to a possibly deadly mission. He didn't hug her. He didn't say goodbye. He didn't say nothing. He just taps her on the shoulder like, see you when we get back, buddy. And that was it. That was all the real interaction those two had. That was hilarious to me and a straight FU to Rian Johnson. Okay, number 3. And this is where we start into the very obvious. Kylo's helmet. As I mentioned in my review, Kylo at one point when he meets up with Rey on Endor, he doesn't have his helmet on, and you never see his helmet again after that. So you're talking about more than half the movie he didn't have that helmet. And so they took a 2, maybe 3 minute sequence to show them putting the helmet back together. And then the whole sequence with his generals talk, Hux like, oh, at the helmet? Oh, I think it's fine. Good job. And the other girl like, I like it. Like, so they took this moment out to put his helmet back together just to let you know he Rian Johnson smashed my helmet in The Last Jedi. That's not what I would have did. So they fixed it. And like, to me, I'm like, it served no purpose other than to say F you, Rian Johnson. Okay, number 2, real big one. Now this can go either way because some people, the optimists, try to switch it around, but we see Rey throw the lightsaber as she kind of denounces the Jedi way because she wants to just stay away from everything. And then who catches it but Luke Skywalker? Of course, Luke Skywalker famously or infamously threw the lightsaber in The Last Jedi, got people upset. And now this time you see him catching it. But not only that, she's like, I'm just doing what you did. You know, I'm just going to stay here on this planet. And then Luke's like, I was wrong. Like that fear kept me here. I shouldn't have did that. But to just label it like not the whole movie, but pretty much the big crux, like the first movie, Force Awakens, was we got to find Luke. Number 2, we found Luke. Luke is just sitting here on his island, not doing nothing. And then in the third one, Luke says that was wrong. And so I heard some people say, I think it's a continuation of his arc. He realized he was wrong at the end. I don't know. He didn't leave. He didn't go fight with nobody. He didn't even go see his sister, really. He just force projected himself across the universe. So I don't know exactly that's the character arc, but I could take that argument that him catching the lightsaber was like him coming full circle to say, you know, I was wrong. And like, I almost gave up and you helped me. Now I got to help you when you about to give up. That's some context you could add to it. But at the same time, you could easily look at it as like, what I did with Luke Skywalker in The Last Jedi was wrong. That could be the way you look at it as from J.J. Abrams' side. Either way, I still think there's some bitterness there. So, and then lastly, the gorilla in the room is Rey's parentage. Now, there's a lot of back and forth right now on whether JJ was going to do this originally or not. I think he always intended her to be somebody. I do not agree with anybody saying, you know, oh, well, they mentioned that this was always like, of course they're going to agree because they're not going to publicly bash each other. Like J.J. Abrams had nothing but nice things to say about Rian Johnson and how he loved Last Jedi, or like he would have did some good different things, but he liked it. And then you watch this movie and he almost undid every single thing Rian Johnson did. So obviously these people aren't telling the truth. And you could tell by the proof in the pudding. And the proof is, it was like, yeah, your parents were nobodies, but we didn't tell you the whole story. They were nobodies because they chose to be nobodies. And then Kylo Ren is just like, you didn't tell me the whole thing. So now all of a sudden Rey, who just completely lost about her parents. I mean, when you watch Force Awakens and Last Jedi, she's just torn apart and lost about her parents. And then this one, they very blatantly make it seem like she already knew who they were. And they were like, you haven't told us everything. You remember more than you let on. And it's just like, come on, seriously? But either way, it was a redo. And so Last Jedi was very much about your parents are nobody. They was trash. Doesn't matter who they are. It's about what you do. And then this movie was like, no, F that. You're a Palpatine because you're powerful. So anyway, that's my top 5 slaps to Rian Johnson's face. Go to comment section if you agree with those. Let me know. If you got other ones, let me know because there are some other ones in there. Share it around, get the conversation started. Thumbs up, subscribe. And if you heard it, here's official canon.